Can you solve the mystery and earn untold wealth in the fantasy horror action adventure, The Count Lucanor? Let's find out in this review. Hey guys, this is Jake with Memory Cards, and I'm here doing a review of The Count Lucanor on Nintendo Switch. So, you play as a character named Hans in a fantasy world, and you experience adventure, surprises, and pretty terrifying things in this game. The actual story of the game starts off quite simple, with Hans being disappointed in his mother because she didn't or wasn't able to throw him a birthday party like all the other boys in the village. So he decides to storm off and go on an adventure like his father. That sets off the entire adventure of the Count Lucanor, and Hans is met with a lot of decisions that he needs to make. The main story comes across when you meet a blue character, a kobold, and he poses you with a challenge. Figure out what his name is, and you get the riches and everything that you could ever imagine, and you become the next Count Lucanor. So the biggest draw to this game is the story and the dialogue that you get within the game itself. I wouldn't really recommend this game for somebody that's looking for an intense combative game because it's just not there. The story, on the other hand, is fantastic. Not only do you get to experience kind of scary, not like jump off of your seat moments, but you get to see a lot of things that I guess are meant to haunt you, because there aren't jump scares, which I definitely prefer, but every decision that you make in the game really counts, because I remember playing through the game in the beginning and there were parts where characters would ask you for things, and you could either choose to oblige and help them, or you could ignore them and go on with your mission. So I remember in one instance there was, I believe, an old grandma, and she was like, "Hey, I've fallen, I can't get up, I need to, do you have a cane I can use? Oh." And you could either choose to help her and give her your cane that you actually have, or you can ignore her and carry on. And in my instance, I actually gave her the cane, and to my surprise, she actually starts whipping the pig that she's with, and your character immediately is mortified. Like, it almost seems like Hans is like, why did I do this? And later on in the story, you'll see that because you helped her out, she comes back to help you out. In another instance, a character on a carriage asked me for a few coins because he was short, and his master or his boss wouldn't like that, and I actually chose to ignore him. And when I came across him later on in the story, he said, "I remember you. I'm not going to help you out because you didn't help me out." I do really enjoy how Baroque Decay, the developers of this game, really laid out the entirety of the Count Lucanor, because as a 10-year-old boy, you wouldn't really expect him to be able to fight off enemies and other people, and you don't. I guess, honestly, that I'm just glad that they didn't make Hans have some sort of magical power or be able to kill every enemy that you come across. It's a lot more anxiety-inducing, to be honest. So, with the story and the gameplay out of the way, let's talk about the graphics, because that's usually one of the main selling points I find for a lot of people, especially when it comes to indie games. And I know a lot of people are sick of the 8-bit / 16-bit style, but honestly, the Count Lucanor is kind of a mix between 8-bit and 16-bit styles. At least, that's how Baroque Decay explained the game themselves. It really fits this game well because it ties in with the entire presentation of being a horror game, and they could have easily went over the top and done like a 3D type game with a much more visible gore and whatnot, but I feel like the way that it's laid out works really well, especially in the cutscenes. Oh my God, the cutscenes are amazing. It's just, I want to say high density pixel art. I don't really know how else to explain it. I'll put a few videos and screenshots and whatnot up during the review, but it just really immersed me in the entire game. HowLongToBeat.com has it pegged at around 2.5 hours for the main story, or around 7.5 hours if you are trying to 100% it. So I know that in itself is kind of going to turn people off from the game, because I believe that it's priced at $14.99. And even though it is priced at $14.99, I still think it's a good deal because not only did it just come out on the Switch, but it's also been out on PC or Steam since March 3rd of 2016. And as of recording this audio, you are able to purchase it on Steam for around $4 US. And if I think it's a great steal and a great deal, haha, rhyme, at $14.99, I would say if you don't buy it at $4, you're doing yourself a disservice or you're cheating yourself. So that was our review of the Count Lucanor on the Nintendo Switch. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Let us know in the comments below. Also, what would you like us to review next? Also let us know that in the comments below. See you in the next one.